Hello folks, and welcome back to Aldea. Today, I'm rebuilding Aldea's port. Aldea is an inland city on a big mountain-fed lake, but it does have access beyond via navigable rivers. Like American cities on the Mississippi or European cities on the Rhine or the Danube, Aldea has a port. My first attempt at building it though functional, lacked a fair bit of realism. I'm going to fix that today with a detailed rebuild. When I'm done, Aldea will have a port to be proud of. So let's go, keep Aldea moving. So the main thing I want to do in reorganizing the portlands is I don't like how this is laid out in terms of that there's a container yard over here, but the actual main docks are over here. This road and the rail don't really work together now that I have these longer trains. And so what I'm planning to do is I'm going to move all of this industry here out. I'm going to reposition this road so it goes straight back to Portside Avenue and is specifically only for trucks to come and go from the port. And we're going to move the road, this road here will go, and instead we'll make a connection across the tracks over here. In this industry, I'm thinking we'll create a new little industrial park over in this section. Now, first things first, I'm going to move these industrial buildings out. Well, I guess first things first is they need a place to go, so I better get a road in place over here. Which also means adjusting these power lines. I'm going to put on pause. I should actually think about the crossing over here, over the tracks, because where this road lands, which is maybe here, is maybe a good spot on this node. If we do this section like so, and come this way, and then across. That ended up a little bit silly. That's better. A bit of a wonky sort of intersection, but that's sometimes what happens when you're dealing with legacy stuff. Let's go make this curve a proper curve. That is now going to be the main street that goes in, Holly Street. We're going to cut this off. That's no longer going to go through there. It's going to just come up and stop at the tracks. I think I'll need a 3-lane road here just to handle the turning truck traffic. All right, let's get moving the industry. There. Haven't lost any jobs or industry. We've just relocated them. So now this whole kind of area is a nice blank slate to work with. Now, if Memory serves, if I select this and go Alt, I can get rid of that. And then I can come in with a road, and it'll be a 4-lane directly into that. So that's what we're gonna do. This street, I don't really want them using it all that much. So we're going to get rid of the traffic light here, because that's going to be the main one. And this is going to be a right in, right out situation. Okay. Now let's see if the port still functions now that I've done all this around it. Hoping that still works. Well, that car went in. And this truck is supposedly returning to the facility, so that's promising. So we got this road in, and then I've gone and I did a whole bunch of tweaking of lanes and traffic signals to get this all flowing just so it works great. And then as I've thought about it and looked at it, I've concluded I need to throw it in the garbage, at least this road. In real life with ports, you can't just drive into them. You pass through a control structure because they are high security sort of areas. And I don't have room to put anything like that here reasonably. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to take this road, we'll run it out this way, and then we'll have a toll structure, and then this area will become the main entrance. Means throwing 23 minutes worth of edited footage into the trash of all the tweaking and work that I did over here, but that's okay. This will be better in the end, I think. So we're going to start with a toll booth. Probably just about there looks right. Actually, I'm going to have to pause this. Why are they happy about the road getting deleted? That's weird. Okay, and now we want the 4-lane road that we were using. Color though. Oh, I guess I can't pick that. That's a pretty tough angle. That's probably best. And I think this road, we're just going to make it, it's going to just be a little dead end. You're upset about having road access? That's hilarious. We don't want any markings here, I don't think. Or over on this one. These are not places to cross the road. I think that'll do. So now I'll just fix up the lanes in the traffic manager and in the intersection marking tool. There, I think that is a better gate. Have to throw away all this work. It kind of stings a bit. What can you do? So will everyone now adjust to going that way? Right, well, that seems to work. So I'm gonna get rid of the hideous game trees. You know what, I think these bushes are really just adding nothing anyway. Just get rid of them. The angle here, I wish it was a little better, but I really am kind of constrained for space. I mean, I guess it could make it a bit of an S, but it would take up an awful lot of space. Maybe I'll try, maybe angle it just a little bit. Everyone's got to rearrange. We'll turn up the speed to get that done. That's actually better. We can still draw a straight line along. See this truck come around the corner. Hopefully it stays. Yeah, that's better. Less riding the corner, the curb. All right, every port has an office somewhere. Port Authority offices. I think I'm gonna put that right here. So let's go find some generic office. And we can use something a little drab, would be my thought. These look like a, yeah, that speaks to me. I bet you I could probably pair it with, there's a bunch of these to choose from. I like the kind of larger one. And in white, if we can get a white one. There we go. So that's the port offices. We'll put a little parking lot here, actually. What do we got? 4x4. It looks like it's a good fit. Prairie forest, which are small trees. I don't want the holly bush. Just like that. I'm just gonna take that railroad fence, put it along there. And then we'll run the fence across the back. That is fence 01. I skimp on nodes elsewhere so that I can then waste them in other places. The thought being that public access out to the port office is fine, but at a certain point we're into a more controlled, secure space. Geez, the port's actually yeah, it's got quite a dive around it. And apparently I can't fix that unless I raise this. You know what? I'll use a surface network to fill the gap. It's this thing. If I raise this, then it's no longer level over there at the road. It's really not a great design. Thank you, Colossal Order. I'll put that on my list of complaints. Out of love. Okay, let's continue the fence along here. I think it's that one. No, but I like that one. Especially out where vehicles could impact it. Maybe it'll look better. Lamppost behind it. I'm going to put the lamppost behind it because then no one could try and use the lamppost to climb up them. So I got the port, parking, secured area. I'm going to want a fence all along this as well. So we're not going to run the security fence all the way down to there. We're going to use this same line as the, and we'll have a little bit of a grass area here. Oops. Don't want to elevate. I want to change the offset. It's not before, it's the after. I always pick the wrong one. It's like Murphy's Law, in the same way that dropped peanut butter toast always lands peanut butter side up. In City Skyline, choose which side to adjust. You will be choosing the wrong side to start. There. That's some good security fencing. I'll probably run it down here too, but I don't exactly know what I'm doing over there just yet. So I think I might just wait rather than tinkering with that when I really don't need to, or might not need to. And we'll go up here to this lamppost. There. The port is secure. Alright, I put down a surface network here to hide the ditch. So we got this fairly level. So I think it's time for some containers. There are some warehouses that I downloaded that can be used as containers, but I don't think I want the extra traffic in here. Maybe I'll use some over this side, but then I guess I'd have to make a port entrance. I'm thinking like just props is really what I should just do. So I'm thinking 2 lines, space in the middle. These are quite pretty. Oh, look at that. The crane's a perfect fit. Now we'll put one more line in. Open up a gap in the middle there. That actually makes more logistical sense for how the place might operate, since that's the little guard booth and the toll. So a truck could come in and crane could drop off there. Really, probably I should wonder if I make this a procedural, how this was made. Can I? Oh, look at that. Sweet. So we're gonna take off one section. We'll do the same with this one, and then we'll have a piece that will fit better anyway. There we are. And here I thought I would have a project where maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't be into procedural objects, but no dice. One way or another. It always seems to come back to procedural stuff for me these days. Now, I've looked at this, and I'd love to get rid of these containers, and instead have everything the same size, since that's the whole point of containers. But you can't get rid of them. They're not props. They're part of the building somehow. So I think what I'm going to try here is I'm going to see if I can just hide them. Bury them inside these. You can see them if you look real close, but you know what? I'll take that. I think that's still an upgrade. That's not too bad. You have to really look down the gap to find that there's other boxes in there. There we go. That's pretty darn good, I think. So these ones, I'm going to stop and think for a second. So logistically, they got unloaded. I mean, really, these shouldn't be there. This should be open, but what's the asset that as designed? But these would roll down lower the crane onto the truck spins around, goes out, or goes over, runs it over to the dock. Just trying to make sense of what the asset is. Like, when they, Colossal Order, when you were making this, how did you imagine it would work? Why does it feel like I've given a little bit more thought? Anyway, I think on this one we could do the same thing with the idea of that these would run down to the end, unload onto trucks at the end. Or I could orient it this way. I think this gives me more, so we'll go that way with it. But we're stopping and thinking about it for a moment. Now, this third one, I'm going to start the line, but I'm not going to finish it. The idea being that this is the very back of the lot, the last place they fill in. Oh no, I had this right before. This actually is right. Because it reaches down and grabs like that, not like this way. It goes that way. Things you learn from paying attention in City Skyline. Should have actually started with the gantries. They kind of set things more than the boxes. I'm gonna leave this alone. It looks okay. I wish the painter could do a straight line. It's great, but then you have to go kind of hide or repair the edges. Now I think I have to fill in the ditch around this side. I'm going to do the same thing, use a surface network. That's good. Ditch is gone for all intents and purposes. I think these trees are going to go, at least in their current form. I think some warehousey type buildings over on this side would make some sense. Let's see what we have for industry. This thing I should just get rid of. It's way too big. It's like massive. What are you gonna do with that? Something like that, and maybe just some kind of outbuildings logistics. Ooh. Oh, I like that. That's looking pretty good, actually. See, I wish you could do that consistently. Unless you happen to be oriented exactly correctly, you just can't. I suppose I should fence the railway too. Flipping back to the other side, I think I should have some sort of support building over here too. I don't see a building that really fits, but it would be kind of nice to have just kind of, maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot actually. What about, that's what I'm talking about right there. Let's make it a procedural object. And this would be the longshoreman's office. Maybe here, this corner. So there's room along here. This is kind of more out of the way. The union office. Come in, warm your hands, use the bathroom. Be out of the prying eyes of management for a few minutes. Basically, I'm imagining the little kind of trailer that they all were in The Wire in season 2. Now, if that's the union office, I'm going to guess that the other thing that would happen all along here would be parking. Or at least some in the very top corner here. Away from the wheels and everything else. I really like that little. It's it's the little details like that just it lets you tell a story in this game. Like it's the little details. It's the desire path. It's this little trailer that's jumped on the industrial port property. I'm really happy with that. So no one would. So as it turns out, no one would use the parking, so I just plopped some cars down as props. I also did a little bit of detailing along here. Some trash cans and that in back. Little picnic table. And I realized that what I was kind of thinking when I was making this, maybe on some level, it could be the union office. It could also be in my city. We have a busy port, and there's a mission to seafarers that's down on the port property as well, and they operate just out of a small little building that has been expanded onto. So regardless of what this actually is, whether it's something like that or whether it's the union property, it's the kind of support for folks who are here. Anyway, that's looking pretty good. So now I do need to do some detailing around like lines and that kind of stuff for the port, but I do want to, this is such a prominent corner and this is the port, I want to do a billboard over here. So I'm going to go borrow the one that we've already made. Let's go get Taylor Swift here. We got everything, so let's copy that. Made a little graphic. Oops, I've lost the port. There we are. Forgot where we were. It's like, wait. So, how do we want this to display? Want it overhanging the street? Would the city have given permission for the port to do that? I'm going to say they did. And so it's not going to be Taylor, though, that's up there. So select texture, our local texture. We have a lot of business signs. Oops. But I made a sign today for the port specifically. Oh! Well, that doesn't fit at all, does it? The way it kind of maps on. You could kind of see what I was going for here with the font choice. Let me go get one of my signs that... Yeah, the way that's kind of mapped on there doesn't work, does it? Okay, no matter. I think we can fix that. Let's go get one of the business signs that I've been using all over the place. Alright, now let's stretch its dimensions out to fill over the leaf ad. I'm gonna have to adjust it a little bit more. It's not quite flush. It's close, but oops. That's the one on the other side. There we go. Now that is pretty flush. Let's go find our moving Aldea. There we go. That's what I was going for. You can imagine that the port is running some kind of public relations campaign. I think that's great. I love being able to come up with like just little unique details. Really just makes a place feel like it is a real place. Double this on the other side. Apologies to Taylor here. You've got your own billboard up on the other end of town. Yeah, there's the port slogan, Moving Aldea. Did I bring the night lights with me for that? I did. Okay. I'm going to square this up over here with some decals. There, I got a nice crisp line. I think they would tolerate some bushes, but nothing that's gonna impede the view for security. Okay. Need a decal. We'll do the same thing down this side. Except this time and this one's fine. In fact, we'll sprinkle some tiny bushes in there. Oh, I'm on grasses, not bushes. Now this space next to the garage sheds there, it's a bit of more of a wild, so I'm gonna go with a bit of an overgrown look. A good decal can sure add a lot of detail. That's pretty good. I think that works pretty well, actually. Bit of a wild kind of edge. Alright, the pavement is all a little bit too clean. So I guess maybe first I should get the lines down. So every two of these would be one container. It would be better really if they were just 1-to-1. I could try and modify them, I suppose. I wonder if I make them into, you guessed it, procedural objects, whether I could take out the middle section. I'm going to put one down and test it. See what happens. Some decals play well, some don't. So it's all one piece. So what if I can shrink this one? Can't grow it. At least not by moving that. What if I instead do scale and go this way? Nothing happens. Alright, well, that is just what it is. That's fine. They still guide the right length this way, so let's kind of think what's probably more important here. I think these ones aren't as even. I'll blame the dock workers instead of my poor precision. Alright, I'll leave another one up here that's marked but not in use. I mean, this is a decent port here, but this is also not something like the Port of Vancouver or Long Beach or something like that. This is an inland river port. So yes, we have some busy traffic, but this is not like a major international port given Aldea's location. However, I think I'm liking those. Next, I'm gonna scuff up all the pavement with some decals. Just a little bit of scuff at the end. Oh, it doesn't show through because I have decals on the edge there. That's why. That's okay. Probably should actually rethink this little kind of section here, just because it's got a steep slope. That makes more sense. Well, I made some final last tweaks. I added these kind of little yellow pads marking off where vehicles would pull up to grab containers from and not to stack anything in those spots. So I added those on to the end of each row of containers. And I went and I spent some time over on the seawall, and I ended up putting this in front of the crane. It's, not perfect in terms of interaction here, but I think it looks better and it makes more sense that you'd have a place along here for that. So I'm quite happy with that. And down at the end, we've got this little kind of fenced in area and a guard post so that if you do need to bring a vehicle along here, that is a possibility. I would like to have a little gate across this, but I couldn't find one that I liked. Have to keep looking for that. But yeah, I'd say we are done here with the port. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. It's kind of everything I was hoping to do and then some. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comments section. I do read everything. And we'll close out with a cinematic. Thank you so much.